Ever felt like every interaction with a toxic coworker, an aggressive client, or a manipulative friend leaves you drained? Like you're walking on eggshells, replaying conversations, and wondering, why do I let this person hijack my peace? Jay Johnson, a conflict resolution researcher and author who's trained teams, leaders, and families, calls out a raw truth. Difficult people don't hold power over you. You give it to them through untrained reactions. You don't need to change their behavior to reclaim control. You need to master your own. Here's the question most avoid. What if the solution isn't in fighting back, but in shifting how you show up? Let's break down how to stop reacting like a pinball and start moving like a chess player. Strategy 1. Stop trying to fix them. They're not your job. Jay's wake-up call. Difficult people aren't puzzles to solve. They're storms to navigate. For example, a manager kept trying to reason with a toxic employee. Result? More chaos. To fix, shift focus from how do I change them to how do I protect my energy. Next time someone pushes your buttons, say, I can't control their weather, but I can build a shelter. Strategy 2. Don't take it personally, even when it feels like an attack. Jay's rule: difficult people aren't attacking you. They're acting out their own stress. Why it works? Their criticism, yelling, or manipulation isn't about your worth. It's about their broken coping mechanisms. For example, a woman avoided confrontation with her controlling parent for years. When she reframed it as, they're scared, not cruel, she stopped absorbing the noise. Ask, is this about me or their own trauma? Strategy 3. Use silence as your secret weapon. Jay's blueprint. Confidence isn't in what you say, it's in what you don't say. Most panic during pauses. They rush to fill the void. Losing authority, but silence isn't a weakness. It's the pause that shifts power. For example, a sales rep faced an aggressive client. She stayed silent after their rant. Result? The client softened and admitted, I'm just stressed. Next time someone attacks, pause 2 seconds before responding. Let the silence disarm them. Strategy 4. Set boundaries without being the bad guy. Jay's secret: you don't need permission to protect your peace. For example, a therapist told her client, I'll listen, but not past 8 p.m. Result? Respect grew. Energy stayed intact. Why it works? Boundaries aren't walls. They're filters that let good relationships in and keep toxicity out. Write down one boundary you've avoided. No late-night work calls. I won't engage in gossip. Then enforce it. Strategy 5. Reframe the narrative. From victim to strategist. Jay's rule: you're not a victim of their chaos. You're the architect of your response. For example, a teacher stopped calling a student troublesome. She renamed him high energy, adjusted her approach, and his performance improved. Why? Labels shape action. Next time you label someone toxic, rephrase, this person is struggling. How do I lead the conversation? Jay's blueprint: you can't control their words, but you can control your stance. For example, a CEO stopped obsessing over a hostile competitor. Instead, he focused on his team's morale. Result: his business thrived while the competitors crumbled. List 3 things you can control in a tough situation. Tone, body language, exit strategy. Focus there. Here's the truth: you'll never avoid difficult people, but you can learn to respond like a pro. Jay's closing line: conflict isn't about winning, it's about staying grounded. Like, subscribe, and let's build lives where their noise doesn't steal your calm together. You cannot control the storm, but you can refuse to let it inside your house. Your peace is your responsibility. Comment, I am the gatekeeper to protect your energy.